Hi, Viqq.
Hi.
Welcome to the underbelly of Lagos. So just tell us a little bit about yourself, your name, your age, where you're from, and what you do.
Okay. So my name is Victor Mudiaga. But
Slowly.
I'm saying this so that you don't misquote or
Okay.
Victor Mudiaga.
Mudiaga.
Yes. Boge.
Boge.
Yes.
Very strong.
Exactly. Strong shape.
Okay, wait. Where are you from?
Delta.
Delta. Worry. Wow. Yep. I like that a lot. Mm-hmm. How old are you?
I'm 28.
Wow. What do you do?
I'm an artist. I make music, basically.
Tell me a little bit about growing up.
I grew up as an only child. Still an only child, of course. My mom, my dad apparently went gay. My dad had his ways of things, and
when you say his ways of things,
men's ways of let me not generalize.
But what are men's ways of things? I'm just trying to get as much details as I can so I can understand.
The story behind everything is my dad basically had a wife and a family.
Wow.
And my mom, and they say off. Then I came through, and as soon as I came through, which was planned by them, apparently, or so how the story goes, I don't know. And I don't know, disruption started, and I don't know, you know how things are now.
Yeah.
Things are now. When a kid comes and it's not really what the other family wants. It's not like we're used to polygamy and all that kind of stuff. And my mom is feminist. She doesn't identify with them. That's her way of living,
her lifestyle.
So she didn't know what was going on from my dad's side. She just felt like, okay, she likes this man, and we set it off and date until I came, and she now had to find out about the rest of
that
the
she
story.
Was married and had family.
Apparently, the custody is there, and they weren't so. I don't know. It was unsettling, I guess, and
it had an impact on their relationship. Wow. He left. Was it in real life?
I don't know who left for a long time. For a while.
For how long? For like 10 years?
No, why more? It's just I had to go to boarding schools all my life, so it doesn't seem as much. But yeah, all this time. Because
you went to boarding school, you didn't feel the absence so much because
no. It's not like that. Okay. I didn't feel. You can't even feel the absence if you're the only child to a woman. When you're a male, you know that she's always there. But what I mean is, I guess I've always given her space to get to herself based on the fact that I'm hardly around, hardly at home with her. But like husband and wife.
How was it like? When I was asking about absence, it wasn't from your mom's angle. It was more like from your dad's angle. Did you feel his absence?
Well, I kind of remember him, but I was so young, and I probably lost touch of what he looks like. But I know what's generally. But I can't say I feel it because you have to know what it's like.
You can't feel what you never had. So you can't feel the absence of what you've never had.
So it's not as if I can't say I miss it or there was something missing. Definitely, you feel like there's something missing. But
you don't know exactly what is missing because you've never had that.
Felt like
it's easier to miss something that you've had in your life. Like me, I grew up with just my dad. He died when I was 8. And as a child, you tend to see life from one aspect. Your parents are around and they scold you, they beat you, they promise and fail and all those things. You feel like that's the end of the world. And then when this person just disappears, that absence, yes, you begin to miss them, miss the life you had with them and that. But when you've never had someone, you don't know what to miss because you've never felt that person's presence or their impact. Wow.
So you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I totally do. Yes, I understand a bit. Yes, so I understand. But coming to your relationship with your mom, how was that? Was there a balance, or because you talked about being absent a lot, did that impact your relationship, or it just drew you guys closer to each other?
It just felt like something I had to do. It's not like I was leaving her out of my own accord in school and stuff. It just felt like I have to go. But I'm definitely going to come back to you.
But did that make you grow up too soon?
I feel like I don't think so, because I feel like my area at the time, you had to grow up early, if not you'd be born.
Whether you had
that keep up to like the times, but it didn't. I guess I was freer than usual. My mom leave house, now let me.
It's only you now, so you go out and play and all that. And that means you grow up quite earlier. You matured earlier than your age, but it was as a result of your environment, and not your upbringing.
More like that. But also, my mom is like, she's that kind of person that so normally nobody do. You know what I'm talking about, because
I do.
There are some females that are just like that. They just have that kind of vibe. So if they do,
you can't misbehave. You can't just do anyhow.
Do as you like.
They give you a long golf, but they know when to draw you back.
They still see that. Don't do this. Don't do that. It's just a little bit more subtle right now, because you get age difference. I'm not a kid, so it's just more toned down. But normally it's not para. My mom stopped flogging me when I was like, the last time she used came from my body. I think I was like 13 or 14. And I was like, they flogged me again. She has that vibe too.
My mom has her husband, but I like to think of her as a single parent, and there are 6 of us, with 3 boys and 3 girls. Because he's been absent for a very long time. They live in 2 different countries, and he hasn't been back in years. When I say years, I think The Last of Us, I don't even know if he remembers what he looks like. That's how long he's been absent. And, we're 3 boys and then 3 girls. And the funniest thing is, she stops flogging when everyone gets to the age of 8. Because she says you master that side of punishment. There is, especially with boys, you have to be very creative. She just got very creative with her punishments. Oh my God, her punishments were ridiculous. It makes me laugh, but of course, if you're on the receiving end of the punishment, you're not going to laugh. So it's not funny. Very ridiculous punishments. Even my immediate younger brother, who is, I think he should be like 23, her own form of punishing him after he started growing beards and having muscle and going taller than everyone in the house is to embarrass him either in front of his friends or with his girlfriends.
Because she can't get to him.
Yes, and the girlfriend punishment is always very, very effective. There is this thing about men and their women. Please, I don't even want to remember. But I definitely like hearing your own perspective of growing up with a single parent, especially your mother. Because there is all this stereotype about people who grew up with a single parent, or people who were raised by their mothers and whatnot. Social media is always all about conflicting ideologies and everyone just dropping their own 2-piece and all that stuff. But I like that you're in tune with who you are as a person and what was an influence of your upbringing and your environment. But I just want to ask one more question. What do you think are the disadvantages of growing up with just one parent? Using yourself as an example, what do you think the impact has been?
I feel like if I grew up, probably won't be as spoiled as I grew up when I was only one parent, no feel hope became.
Yes. There needs to be that balance and empathy.
First of all, I know they fear do something, go back house. I will just listen.
What will even happen? Highest.
But the empathy comes in because it's like, Mom, see,
I don't want to make her angry. I don't want her worried.
Exactly. But still, there's no fear. That leaves more.
Yes, there's still
more things to do.
Yes.
But if I had that, I probably would have. I think I've done a lot of stuff I did. A couple of things I did.
I mean, that brings me to what I always say. When it comes to raising children, too much of freedom is detrimental. Too much freedom, too much access. There needs to be a balance. And in fact, from a certain age, there needs to be no freedom whatsoever. You need to watch them like a hawk because so much is going on outside. And if you're not careful, they can bring the outside inside, especially when there are other younger ones to raise as well.
I think the part she got was that it was just me. I feel like
exactly
like 2 or 3.
Oh my days!
It's because at the young age, I'm not saying you get. I'm not saying what you they feel, and it's something that junior ones like when it's crazy.
The older ones,
it just gives them more. I don't know, more willingness to do something. It's just the ones that are like, no, I don't want to, deep down in their core. But the ones that has the tendency to always go after
they will step out of that. Do you think maybe the way you behaved while you were growing up, the lashing out through your character by doing things that maybe your mom would like and all that, or doing anything you want, do you think is as a result of internalized anger of growing up without a father, or maybe the lack? Maybe you're trying to feel something inside you that you feel like is missing as a result of just having one parent.
Well, I probably started thinking about my dad and why I was doing like later on, and it was just wanting to know. It's not as if I was disturbed or anything. It's just wanting to know what really happened. Yes. Yeah, what happened between you guys. How did it come about? What happened after? It was just curiosity. But I feel like if we probably didn't have as much as we had, I probably would have felt it. If my dad was here, we would probably do it. But my mom was quite well off. She's a nurse. She's head of nursing at last week. She was a nurse at the private hospital. And nursing is nursing. You could just do right. It's not you do well. I didn't really feel that.
You didn't feel financial lack?
I feel like that would be like the deal breaker for me if there was no things I had to have.
That would have made you curious.
That would have pushed the curiosity more at that end. But I was like, fuck it, man. Get everything we need from anybody. It wasn't really there. And I knew that growing up later, I realized how men are or how relationships work. And I just knew
messy and
complicated. I just felt like, because I remember, I have this memory of my mom arguing with my dad on the phone. And it was when
Reltel. There's one that starts with S. It was very popular. No, it wasn't Zane. It had one name like that was very popular. Even when you go to all these roadside people that they make calls, if you want to make call, it was always the one everyone bought back then, because it's not Zane. It's all this landline. What's the name? I can't remember. Yes, that era.
Yes, she was arguing with him. As a kid, I really didn't care. I'm not saying
you weren't bothered.
I wasn't bothered. I wasn't. There was no concern on my own. I just wanted to play.
But kudos to your mom, though. She did an amazing job, especially from an aspect of making you feel very contented until a particular age or stage in your life. Exactly. And there is this thing about parents, especially when they've separated or they've divorced or they never got married, they just dated and all that. They always have this tendency of just hiding everything. Can you tell me what's solved? Don't leave me hanging. Don't leave me in limbo. I need all the details. But honestly, it's your right to have that information. But I also grew up to realize that maybe for them it was just too painful to go back to, wow, amazing. Did you ever go looking for him? Nah.
Because I felt like if you just X like that,
you just disappear with no concern.
What's the point? But then again, I found out later on that I think 2 years before I found out.
Oh wow.
There was more of maybe there's a lot of maybes around,
and maybe he couldn't, maybe he thought it was too late. Wow, I was just about to ask you if you think you would ever want to find out, want to reach out to him, want to get to know who he is, want to just connect. But
I probably felt like that, knowing that he was still, without knowing that he wasn't gone, without knowing that he was gone, just moving through life. I didn't care.
Didn't have that need, and then now that that chance is gone forever, there's always this what if?
What if? Exactly. She spoke to me then. She was the one that told my mom, You get?
Yes.
So I think she saw my name. We had the name, surname. Saw my name online on Facebook.
Thank you so much for sharing with me. This is
Jen.
it just reminds me so much of my story, but it's not the same. It's not the same, but it just reminds me of a lot. Yes, in a way. Anyway, maybe another day I will come back and come and ask you that, because I really want to understand that. You know how men are.